crafting recipe in Minecraft history. There are 9 crafting recipes that have been removed from Minecraft. The first you probably know. Before 1.8, you could craft enchanted golden apples with gold blocks, but the rest you've probably never heard of. When horses were first added to the game, horse armor came with it, but did you know you could actually craft horse armor? This crafting recipe was used to make all 3 variants of horse armor. With this same update came an item you've probably never heard of, the horse saddle. The horse saddle was a craftable saddle that could only be used to ride horses, not pigs. Both of these were removed just 2 weeks later. But the rarest crafting recipe was for chainmail armor, which was craftable with fire. This crafting recipe was actually in the game for a while, but was never possible in survival because the fire item could only be obtained through commands. But for an update that was only in the game for 1 day, all the items were available as spawn in a chest, including fire. What's the rarest?
So there's this rumor I've heard that 2 cherry pits contain enough cyanide to kill you. And the key to this is that the pits need to be chewed up. They need to be broken up so that the amygdalin is released and it releases the cyanide from the amygdalin. Okay, I've gathered up 1 pit and 2 pits. Okay, here's 2 milliliters of water in with it. So I'm gonna give it a good mix around, let it sit here for a while, absorb it all. Okay, now if there's any cyanide, this strip should turn blue. Hey, there is.
3 vintage brain teasers that have really clever solutions. Place both balls at both ends at the same time. Here's the solution. Balls on the white space and black balls on the other white space. Here's how to do it. The black balls are actually magnetic.
Find the biohazard container location.
Once they're placed on one side, you're free to place the red balls on the other side. It's my favorite. It's locked and you can't open it unless you open it behind your back.
Well done. Biohazard
Then
container
it opens.
located.
And the reason for that is because it only opens when it's turned upside down. So by placing it behind your back, actually putting it upside down.
What did he just say? This guy didn't know it yet, but he had just made an enemy. Allow me to set the stage. I just dropped into a plunder game to get footage for a bunker video you guys seem to like. And this guy's squad had the genius strategy to camp outside in a bush. I obviously didn't love that. So I dropped back in, looking for a little bit of revenge. He obviously didn't like that. So I waited. And sure enough, he came back. There was no shot I was going to let this guy get me. He said something else, but I was accidentally shooting his body. Couldn't hear it. This guy was drawing some, and each time he came back, he got angrier and angrier. Look, he started this, not me. Then he enlisted the help of his teammates. They didn't try pushing me 2 at a time, and it didn't matter. The moral of the story is this: don't say awful things into a hot mic, because I will patiently wait and destroy your game. But of course, GG's. What did he just say? This guy didn't know it yet, but he had just made an enemy. Allow me to set the stage. I just dropped into a plunder game to get footage for a bunker video you guys seem to like. And this guy's squad had the genius strategy to camp outside in a bush. I obviously didn't love that. So I dropped back in, looking for a little bit of revenge. He obviously didn't like that. So I waited. Sure enough, he came back. But there was a...
Oh my fucking god, I was looking at the goddamn railings at the top.
California. Apparently a piece of the charger got stuck inside. They used some crazy glue and made it worse. Check this out. Let's put it under the microscope. Yep, there it is. That's the end of a charger. We gotta dig it out. The risky part of this process is that we have to avoid the charging port pins on the bottom. So we have to be really careful when we're prying it out that we don't damage those pins. Otherwise, I won't save this charger. First half came flying out. Now we just got to get this second half. Looks like the pins are still intact. Just got to be really careful when I'm pulling this out. Thankfully, it looks like the crazy glue didn't do too much damage. Alright, so I got both pieces out. Now I just got to clean this out.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
It is the moment of truth. Let's see if it works. There we go.
San Diego, are you smarter than the Starbucks founder? Can you guess why Starbucks tables are always round? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. According to Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, Starbucks had a problem. When a person comes here alone and they look at different groups of people having fun, then they feel bad about themselves that they're alone here sipping coffee. So Starbucks made their tables round because on a round table, there's no empty space. And when people look at you and you're having coffee alone, then you don't seem like a lonely loser, you just seem like a happy customer. Are you smarter than the Starbucks?
Oh, fuck off.
Can you guess why?
I keep getting ads for this $200 pepper mill, and I hate seeing it. A standard pepper mill is more than fine for everyday use. But if you really do need tons of coarse ground pepper for a 15-pound brisket once a month, just crush it in a mortar and pestle. If this was a real problem, it had probably been solved in the last century of humankind's experience cooking food. Say you hate the mortar and pestle. Any ordinary pepper mill, or even this Turkish mill that I found and tested, will have this vertical axle you can attach to the chuck of a cordless drill. This thing can grind a ton of pepper for no extra cost, and not to play into the whole male identity game of man kitchen's pepper cannon, but I'd reckon power tools are something that most heteronormative people would find manlier than wasting your family's cash on shiny toys from Indiegogo. I don't want to see this ad anymore. I keep getting ads.
I'm removing one ant from this colony in order to apply a harmless pheromone called oleic acid that will actually make the ant think it's dead. Let's watch the ant and see what it does. Ants.
This is the craziest game I've ever played. The other day I was just running around in solos when I was shot by a gargoyle sitting on a roof. Naturally, I spectated to get a closer look at the specimen. What are we gonna get? Well, like our good friend Nick Merckx, our time with him was very short. Sniped in the face is what we're gonna
5 seconds
get.
to
I
go.
was happy, but my joy quickly faded as we turned into Gamer's POV. Gamer was doing the thing while also making the FAL look like something that's actually good. But Gamer...
Basically, with these, what did you go viral for?
My fucking god, bro. Ski, Loboskoski.
Securing the container once the threat is neutralized. The biohazard container has been located. Secure the container. One Op 4 remaining.
Oh, what? I literally just got killed by my own fucking teammate.
Friendly mission successful.
Oh, my fucking god.
Is a hydrophobic knife a perfect murder weapon? Let's test it out. Okay, so first let's try just dipping a regular knife in the blood.
I'm gonna lose my virginity before you get diamond. I'm gonna lose my virginity before you get diamond. I'm gonna lose my virginity before you get diamond.
I completed the highest IQ play in the history of Call of Duty. I was playing solo quads because I have no friends. So I land, loot
Fuck
up,
it.
and I find
Shotgun.
rounds. This game is going my way. Next, I hear loadout. So I push. 1v4, there's no problem. Bang bang. They're all done so. I finish it off with a classy teabag. I start lasering my next victim, and out of nowhere I get assassinated. After winning the gulag, your boy went AFK. I had to pee. Empty my bladder, got my load out, time for a cruise. You boys enjoying this new whip when campers start firing down at my vehicle. I bail out, run into a laundromat, wait for my stepsis. She never comes, but the enemies do.
We need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
Camera ready, you activate. Camera ready. Camera ready. Swapping mags.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds. Op 4 hasn't found the biohazard container. They will attempt to locate it during the assault.
She acts like I give a shit about a school that's not gonna teach me anything. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to know the quadratic formula to get a job at fucking McDonald's. Yeah, like I'm gonna be working my entire fucking life. I'm not gonna.
Enemy drone is coming in for a scan.
I'm actually gonna do something fucking smart. Do what thousands of people have done best. Not be a fucking retard. Sure also acts like I fucking care.
Enemy scan inbound. Starting your timer.
What?
Enemy drone moving into scan. Starting timer.
Oh my god, I love the fact Doc's wearing a bulletproof helmet, but it isn't bulletproof.
I told Tupac I dropped everything to make it look like I was dead. I think it may have worked, but the enemy looked a little bit confused. He goes and starts looting my
I'm
dead body.
fucking getting off. I'm kind of bored.